I don't want to spend too much time on this, but there was a pay-per-view last Sunday. You might have heard about this, called Survivor Series. Went 5-2 in my predictions, not too bad. Main event, Randy Orton and Big Show. What a shit finish to that main event. That was the third or fourth, I don't know which, horrendous pay-per-view finish that WWE has given the fans. I thought the crowd reaction, or the lack thereof, was quite telling during that main event. And when they were vocal, it was mostly them chanting boring or chanting Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan was the most over guy in the Survivor Series main event, and he wasn't even in the match. The Total Divas match on this pay-per-view went longer than the main event. It was only by about 20 seconds or so, but somebody pointed that out to me, and I couldn't believe it. It actually went longer than Orton vs. Big Show, which, looking at Orton vs. Big Show, may not have been such a bad thing, because I didn't think that match was good at all. I see some people saying, oh, it's getting, undue criticism, it wasn't a bad match. It was a bad match. Okay, I've seen Randy Orton have much better matches. Frankly, I've seen Big Show have much better matches. It was boring, it was plotting, it was slow. Forget the crowd reaction, because the crowd crapped all over that match. I just didn't think it was any good, and I don't see how anybody else could think that match was any good, let alone the finish of that match. I think in looking back at all the pay-per-view main events in 2013, and this year now is almost over, we have one more show left, and who knows, maybe John Cena and Randy Orton go out there in TLC in a couple of weeks and they tear the house down. But up to this point in 2013, in terms of an actual match, main event match, I think Orton and Big Show probably was the worst one all year. There have been some really good main events this year. This was by far the worst. And we talked about this going into the pay-per-view. I was going to watch the show so I can review it. Plus, I didn't have to pay full price for it, which always helps. But we talked about this. The way they've treated their fans over the last 3 or 4 shows, just in terms of the quality of the events. SummerSlam I love. Ever since SummerSlam, it's just been a downward spiral. And I think it correlates. There was somebody who either got fired or quit and left the creative team, and I forgot his name. And I would hate to think that he was the sole person responsible for, the great TV that we were getting leading up to SummerSlam. But who knows? Maybe he was, because I don't know what else you track it back to. It's almost like they forgot how to book wrestling over the last 3 months. And I don't understand why there's been such a drastic drop-off in terms of the quality of these shows, but there has been. John Cena beat Alberto Del Rio, so that feud, thank God, is over. They blew that program off. The show ended with the Cena-Orton stare-down. Punk and Bryan ended up beating the Wyatt family. I think I had predicted a win for Harper and Rowan. I figured they had more to gain from it, but I guess they felt differently. Mark Henry is back. He came out to accept Ryback's open challenge and beat Ryback, which I know is not much of an impressive feat these days. Team Total Divas won their Survivor Series match. Big E Langston beat Curtis Axel in a match nobody cared about. Shield and the Real Americans. Now, this was my favorite match of the pay-per-view. I think it was the same thing at Hell in a Cell. The show opened with the best match on the card and then went downhill from there. Shield and the Real Americans got the win. This was the Roman Reigns show. He was the sole survivor for his team. 4 spears, 4 eliminations for Roman Reigns, who showed his respect to Rey Mysterio at the end of that match after he pinned him. And big things in the future for Roman Reigns. I said many, many months ago, I envision a very Evolution-esque split when the time comes, in that Batista got over organically with the fans. The fans couldn't wait for Batista to turn on Triple H and break away from Evolution. And when he did, it was huge. And he went on to be a world champion. He went on to be a big babyface. Now he's a big movie star. Who knows? Maybe Roman Reigns will follow the same path. But that's the whole purpose of what this match was there for. And again, really good Survivor Series match. I thought it was the best match on the entire show. Kofi and Miz had the kickoff match. Miz got the win. Kofi slapped him at the end. It was kind of interesting to me. I thought maybe that was going to go somewhere. And you can see hints of maybe a Kofi Kingston heel turn at some point down the road. I guess anything like that would be good for his career. It's not like he's going anywhere.